We just did this huge review of all the different approaches to improving executive functions. And computerized cognitive training was pretty disappointing. Aerobics was incredibly disappointing. Resistance training gives the worst results. And the aerobics results were interesting because people who have better aerobic fitness, people who exercise more, have better executive functions. But if you look at aerobic interventions, they're not improving executive functions. So you have these two contradictory things. People who are more aerobically fit, more physically fit, have better executive functions, but aerobic interventions are not improving executive function.
Adele, do you think organized executive functional people make time in their day to get out and exercise?
So there are lots of reasons why you might find that people who have better aerobic fitness have better executive functions. And Steve just, I don't know if you heard him, he said, well, maybe you need better executive functions to have the discipline to have a regular exercise program, which is absolutely one possibility. But I think another possibility is that the way the brain works is if you want to see benefits from aerobic exercise or music or anything else, like many of you may have seen evidence that music seems to help people with dementia. There's some excellent evidence out there. The evidence shows that music doesn't help people with dementia and aerobics doesn't help people with executive function unless you're enjoying what you're doing. Enjoying what you're doing seems to be a key component. And it has to do with the endocannabinoids in the brain and the way they impact the dopamine system in the brain, which is critical for the functioning of prefrontal cortex and the nucleus accumbens. And if you look at the interventions that my field has pioneered, they haven't paid one twit of attention to whether the people doing it are enjoying what they're doing, really. Right? It's just, we want to get the hours in on the computer or we want to get the hours in the gym. And they often have people do the most boring things. And after they saw that aerobic exercise wasn't helping, they said, well, and I was one of them, I said, well, you have to challenge executive functions for them to get better. You need cognitive and motor skill challenges, not just running. So they added cognitive and motor skill challenges. But the way they added it was, for example, you have kids now go to the gym and practice dribbling a basketball as one of the things they're doing when they're going to the gym. They're not playing basketball. They're practicing dribbling the stupid skill. It's like practicing dribbling, practicing a stupid cognitive skill when you're on the computer without doing a game that you totally love and are into, right? I think you need to do something you're totally into and you love. And then you're going to see the executive functions improve. We did this huge review, and I said aerobic interventions didn't really work, and computerized training didn't work. Sitting mindfulness didn't really work either. But mindful moving activities have been the most successful. Now, a lot of times initial studies look good, and then when you do more studies, the results don't hold up. And there aren't that many studies on this so far. There are only 8. But whether they're looking at Tai Chi, whether they're looking at Taekwondo, whether they're looking at Chinese mind-body, whether they're looking at something from Italy called Quadrato, it doesn't matter. All of the mindful movement activity studies, 100%, find executive function benefits. There's no other approach that has results anywhere close to that. I don't know if this will hold up when more studies are done. It wasn't what we predicted. It wasn't what I particularly cared about finding. It was just what we found. And I think that's really interesting and it deserves more attention.
So you're sitting on our Tai Chi tango floor, which is where you all are.